Alright, so a quick disclaimer before the video starts. For some reason, I don't know, a lot of the audio on this video is kind of weird and corrupt, probably because of CapCut's voiceover setting. Hopefully it doesn't affect the quality of the video completely, but that's pretty much it. Anyways, enjoy the video. Welcome, boys! Now, I'm pretty sure this is not the video you expected me to post on this random Tuesday, but I am, no more Minecraft commentary for today at least. I did say at the beginning on the first video I posted that I was going to be doing other things besides Minecraft, so I'm staying with the brand, man. Anyway, there's a reason why I'm making this video, and the reason is because, well, something pretty big was just announced in the TF2 community, which is, not really expected. I'm going to be honest, I did not expect to just get randomly lore dropped on a pretty big thing, actually, on just this random Tuesday. Now, this actually happened a bit ago, but I just found out about it, and the thing that happened is that TF2, and, well, actually just Valve in general, issued an SDK for TF2, which, if you don't know, basically means that, Team Fortress 2's client and server game codes is being handed completely over to modders, and this arises some pretty good things and some pretty bad things. Most of them are good. Some of them, however, could arise a bit of a problem, but we'll get to that in a bit. The thing is that this is actually pretty good because that means that, we could have some stuff in the near future. Unfortunately, that's actually does mean that Valve is completely dropping the ball. This entire thing is basically just saying in business terms, yeah, we are no longer responsible for TF2. It's all up to you guys now to figure out what you guys want to do with this game, which is good and is also a little bit sad. But you know what? You get what you want. Beggars can't be choosers, man. Now, on to the things that are good and bad. So some of the good stuff is that now, because it's all going to be issued to the modders, a bunch of stuff is going to be implemented into the game. That also means you won't have to use, sometimes illegal clients in order to run mods, which, yeah, that was a pretty big problem way back when. Well, actually, up until this point, when people were trying to use mods for TF2, you had to run a bunch of different clients. You had no more unzipping folders, no more running a bunch of random, maybe virus-causing clients. Now, all you can do is just all of the mods will be issued right to the Steam store for you to download and add to TF2, which is pretty nice. But not also some great things. If you remember what happened in 2015, which I know a lot of you probably don't, basically, there was a huge scandal with a bunch of the modding stuff in TF2, where a lot of stuff was done that was not very good. Some of it definitely unethical, and I'm pretty sure some of it was actually illegal. I don't remember what happened because of the update. All I know is that the modders basically just stole all the passive income from the developers that were making the update through something. I don't really remember. It's kind of vague, but anyway. Now, I'm not saying this is going to happen immediately right after the new update is issued, but who knows, man? It's always a possibility. This TF2 community can just be the worst in the most random ways, so we're just going to have to see for ourselves, basically. Now, there are some good things that come with this, obviously. Number one being that, basically, most of the community just has full control of TF2 now, which is a good thing. And, even though it's only modders, basically, it's not like the wider community has access to it. A lot of the community could just honestly start doing mods themselves, which I know takes time and work, but, I mean, we are a very dedicated community in the fact that we survived, years upon years of the most annoying bots of all time. But hopefully this makes it so a lot of the community will actually start getting into modding, which is pretty cool in general. I've never used mods, but I actually might start using them because, TF2's performance in general is not really that great, honestly. If you're getting above 60 FPS with a mid to low budget computer, that's just incredible, man, because TF2 is horrible with processing data in terms of that. But beggars can't be choosers, I guess. Now, one of the other things, unfortunately, that is happening is that, well, basically just Twitter exists. That's, it's not really anything else besides that. Twitter is basically just, being Twitter, and a bunch of people are, just praising Valve for this. It's, I guess, I'm gonna be honest, man, and I'm gonna probably reiterate this later in the video. This is a great update, and I'm so happy they've done this. It's a bit sad, but I am very happy. Now, what I'm not happy about is that people are praising Valve like update is the next coming of Christ. When I'm gonna be honest, man, they've basically just given us below the bare minimum to keep this game on life support, and it really does suck because this is a game that has been cherished by so many people for so long that unfortunately is just not getting the support it needs. Now, basically, Valve gets actually quite a bit of passive income from this game, 20 million a year, roughly, which, may not seem like a lot and actually isn't super big compared to a lot of their other big buck games, but it's still gaining the money. I mean, they're a multi-billion-dollar company, and literally one dude has been working on all of the drops and updates for God knows how long now. I mean, I know Valve has very, very low in terms of employees. They only have like 300 of them, which, yeah, is true. You have to be the best of the best to get hired at Valve, man. Which is probably why that one hacker got hired, is because, he was one of the best of the best. It's the thing with Valve is that they only accept the best for the job, and that means that they mostly just kind of drop a few people on pre-existing games to just work on it and, provide life support. Counter-Strike is, I think, the exception. Even now, Counter-Strike is not doing too well. Most of the time, a lot of the employees are being sent over to the new game like Deadlock, which, I mean, Deadlock exists. I guess it's like, it's a game. I don't really know exactly how it's doing or if it's going to do good in the future, but I do know that it is a game. Other than that, though, basically the whole entire premise of this update is that, people are probably going to have a lot more access to making the game better for them specifically with a lot of the new mod drops. And actually, some of the community projects in the past have been super good. A lot of these community projects have done a lot to help people's games just run better in general. They're getting rid of performance issues and bug fixes that Valve should have solved at this point years ago. And this is what I'm talking about by Valve not giving us the bare minimum, man. It's really annoying because all Valve does is it's just loot crates, man. Loot crates are crazy. We saw it from Soundsmith. Like, we saw it, well, actually, basically just from Soundsmith, but you get the idea. The thing is that Valve has been providing nothing to us but loot crates for years now, and it's really been disappointing. But hopefully now with this, we'll be able to get slightly more stuff, implemented to the game. And one of the hopes is in the greater community that actually, because of the mods, some of the mods that do really well and that provide, good experiences for people in the game actually might get added to vanilla, which is good because, even if this entire mod update is good, having to download mods for stuff that should already be in the base game is still just obnoxious. Now, it's a step in the right direction, but you know what I'm saying, man. Other than that, though, there's not really much else besides Twitter complaining and Valve bootlickers just kind of doing their thing, I guess. People will just, oh, well, they got rid of the bots, and, oh, they're giving us this update, which, like, yeah, they should have done that, like, years ago. Not this update, but I mean, like, gotten rid of the bots specifically. That's still a thing, I guess, even though that was 10 months ago. People are still just gloating, like, just completely glazing Valve for the fact that they got rid of the bots, something that they should have done years ago. But you know what? I don't really have much say in it, man. All I did was sign the petition and, like, yell at bots a few times, so, whatever, man. Other than that, though, not really much else to say here, besides the fact that this is the first TF2 video that I'm posting on the channel, which is also pretty cool, and also kind of unexpected. I really kind of just wanted to do a solo dedicated episode to this, but instead I'm doing a voiceover, which is, actually, this is the first voiceover I've done, so hopefully it, does okay and doesn't immediately decide to fail when I don't want it to, but man, it's, weird things go wrong at the randomest times. But hopefully this update is, good for the wider community and lasts, quite a bit in terms of how this is going to affect the game. Other updates before this have done basically nothing to affect the game long term, because most of them, again, have been just loot boxes, man. I mean, it has worked. The thing is that even though a lot of the people who are like just glazing Valve right now know, well, I really do hope they know it's just not the right thing to do, man. All right, it's just it's not, man. All right. Like, here's the thing, even though this is a good and a step in the right direction, again, I feel the need to continue to reiterate this. This whole entire, these systems should have been in place years and years and years ago, and they just haven't been. There are still fundamentally horrible things wrong with TF2, which, okay, I'm being a bit of exaggerating there, not horrible, not like game-breaking, but there are still a lot of bugs that exist in the game that shouldn't, which honestly Valve has not done a good job of fixing, which really does suck in the end, because it's just, this game used to be just pristine, and now unfortunately it's on life support, which it has been since 2018. Other than that, though, I mean, I don't really have much to say. Hopefully that a lot of these people get off the glaze train fairly quickly and drop this whole thing. And the thing is that I don't know why people are even glazing Valve in the first place, man. Alright? The thing is that we've changed how Valve does things before. When we complained about skins being bad and cosmetics being bad and maps, not especially maps, mostly skins and hats, but cosmetics being bad, they fixed it for a bit. But it still counts. Hopefully that people can just realize that this is not the way to go about things. While we should, yes, say thank you to Valve for what they've done, we should not, however, just glaze them for all of eternity for issuing an update that was much needed, I'm going to be honest, in the time span that we've had TF2 basically just on its last strings. Hopefully, though, with all of this, TF2 can gain a little bit more of a player base, because, I mean, we have literally been running on life support for a bit. Even though this is such one of the most popular games of all time, with one of the most dedicated communities of all time, we still only average like 40k players every single day, which is not really good. I mean, this is like a, 15, 16-year-old game? I don't even know, man. I think it's like 16 years old now. It's crazy. I mean, I'm glad that TF2 is still doing these numbers, because if they hadn't been, well, I'm pretty sure a lot of people would be sad. But other than that, not much else to say. If anything new comes up, I'll probably make a separate video on that, and hopefully this whole entire thing will end, man. I really hope so. But that's pretty much going to be it for today. And hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. I'll probably post a new Minecraft video soon. And, well, that's pretty much going to be it. Goodbye.